But anyways, you would think investing in the property would be more of
Yeah.
an incentive to keep it than,
And see, so my family, we used to own a ton of land.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, that's how my grandmother made her money.
Yeah.
Like, she works a part-time job. She don't have to. Like,
Yeah.
She
She just does what she wants to.
Yeah, and she came from money. Like, previously, before she got married to my grandfather, who passed away early. So, it was money from him passing away. Then she had a son that passed away that I never met. But she had, like, land that stretched from Fort Lawn all the way to Rock Hill.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about that. How long? Yeah,
like
that's
all
a
the way
wide
down to
scope.
21.
Yeah.
She used to own everything. Like, all the way back to, like, near, like, where Reservation Road is.
Yeah. And who was your grandma? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I mean, it's Donna Smith.
Donna Smith? Okay.
So, she's, like, but, like, at one point in time, like, developers and stuff were coming in. She was like, I'm going to sell it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, like, for a while, the only thing that was set aside was, like, my dad's share of things, and then my uncle and aunt's share of things, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we used to live in Rock Hill off of Sturgis Road, and, like, we just had a little house down there, had, like, 2 acres or something like that. Had a nice little plot and everything. So
Yeah. And just had all that land in the back pocket.
yeah, well, I mean, like, she ended up selling all of it and investing the profit from selling it. So
I mean, that's not a bad move. I could see that with empty land.
yes.
You know what I mean? Empty land.
Like, it was like woods.
Yeah, like woods and stuff. Developing that or not developing that, whatever. I'm, we got 6 acres off of this, so I'm not worried about. I don't want to develop that. I don't want to cut it for timber or nothing like that because I enjoy being in the woods. I enjoy
being private.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's nature's own fence. You know what I mean? And I like that. And I like the animals. I have dogs. They can just run and do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Within reason. But, I mean, but just having, like what we were talking about, like, with this sitting empty, or with the other house that he had just sitting empty, or even these buildings on Main Street just sitting empty. Like, the roof's literally caving in the building. I don't know if how familiar you are with Lancaster, but you know where the craft stand's at, right? The roof is falling in. Yeah. On the section of buildings that's a part of.
Well, and see, like, so, and how familiar are you with Rock Hill?
I'm decently familiar. Caitlin works up there, so
in downtown Rock Hill, it was like the old smokestacks.
Yeah,
they've turned it into like a food court now.
Yeah, that's where Caitlin works at.
Okay, so that place before they renovated it and everything, right? It was flooded for 2 stories.
Really?
It was sitting underwater.
Like in the bottom part
yes.
of it? Okay.
Yeah. Now, literally from there all the way to ground level was all underwater.
Now, refresh me real quick. So, are we talking about the same place where they have the ACL and all that at? Or are we talking about...
So it's literally like a food court. So, like outside they have a stage for live music. They have a food court down the bottom.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
now. So where I'm talking about is adjacent to that. Caitlin works at where White Horse used to be.
Yes. Okay.
So Old Town
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So this, the place you're talking about is like diagonally across from it.
Yeah, not where Old Town Kitchen used to be, but where Old Town Kitchen and the White Horse. Right? Not where that used to be, but on the other section of it.
Yeah. So where the hotel on the other side of the hotel and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
So that building literally was falling in, did not have a roof on it by the time they started renovating.
Jesus.
Right.
And I can remember being a kid and going to that area and just remembering it being disrepair. And then, like, I was probably in high school, maybe even, like, in college, I was in the Rock Hill area, and I was like, oh, this is actually nice. I've never noticed this before. It's been there the whole fucking time. It's just been, like, abandoned.
So, like that's what's crazy is, like, for instance, most people in Lancaster, Great Falls area, they'll know Springs Boat Landing.
Yeah.
Right?
Springs Park.
And you go out to Springs Park, and when it was open, it was great. It was always upkept and everything else. And now you go out there, and it's just empty land.
You wouldn't even know it's back there.
You wouldn't even know.
If you couldn't see it from satellite, and if you didn't talk to locals, you wouldn't know it's out there.
Well, so the only thing you ever see is the water tower.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you can go back there and see the Olympic pool.
Oh, I've been back there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I've been back there, like the mini golf, the mini golf area. all the way back to the auditorium that's literally falling apart now.
Yeah.
Like you can't even step on it.
Yeah.
All of that. Like that's what we used to do every weekend.
Oh yeah.
Like was go down there, throw a fire in the pool, that kind of thing.
Real quick, I'm just going to do the title read. All right,
Okay.
This is Shirts Off Season 3, Episode 45. Today it's just me and Thomas shooting the shit, talking, bonding. So far we've been talking about real estate and land.
Talking crazy stuff.
Yeah. We'll figure out the title of this as we go along, but I'm having a good time so far, Thomas.
I'm having a good time too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like with our whole conversation, it's more so of not just land and real estate. It's the anger behind people just letting stuff sit. To be more specific.
No, and it's frustrating because like you see all these great, like take Rock Hill for instance, like you were using that as an example.
Okay.
Lancaster, I feel like in general could be just as nice, if not better, if people properly maintained Lancaster Main Street. If people like were allowed to properly maintain it, and I don't know if it's like a tax. Like again, I don't know if it's a tax thing. Or if it's like people just want to hold on to property or what. But I mean, like, there's buildings falling. And by the time anybody's even, like, people are worried about Indiana, Charlotte coming in. And I get that, overpopulation. But Rock Hill, I feel like, is a perfect example of manageable growth. To where, like, you could have the right investors come in and refurbish those buildings. I know there's asbestos. I know there's all those things that go into it. But, like, for the right group of people and the right companies to come in and really turn around our downtown. I mean, have you seen White Street lately?
Yeah.
They redid that strip of buildings right there. It looks incredible. And all those slots are now filled up with new businesses in town.
Yeah. So like, I'm all over Rock Hill recently.
Yeah.
So just as a reminder, I work in fiber optics, right? As a fiber splicer. Mm-hmm. And AT&T Fiber is coming into Rock Hill now because Comporium's 10-year contract is up.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
so
fascinating.
AT&T Fiber is coming in. Google Fiber is planning on coming in, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we have areas that are down White Street, down Black Street, down even Main Street, going down Dave Lyle, so on and so forth. So, like, I'm always around those areas, and I'm like, I look around and I'm like, I remember when that building right there was completely empty.
Yeah.
And falling apart.
Yeah.
And now it's a storefront for something.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Rock Hill is a beautiful downtown.
They do.
Yeah.
And the issue, though, that I see in general, and the biggest difference between Rock Hill and Lancaster is you look at Rock Hill 20 years ago, right? Rock Hill was like 3 exits on 77, right? Like they're now they are up to 6 or 7 exits on 77, right? So like essentially, like even spatially, they have expanded double of what they used to,
right?
Like used to be,
if in terms of exits,
in terms of exits and area, they're actually expanding city limits. Right?
Really, I didn't know. Can they? How? Like I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, they can, but like essentially, the city has to buy land and then.
So they couldn't just move the city line.
No, that like they have to like essentially buy the land that's owned by the city and then expand and like essentially rezone it. Yeah.
Well, the reason I asked that is because we are actually 2 houses outside of the Lancaster city line. We're in the county right now.
That's great.
So it's great, but I don't ever want that to change.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, there's things that you can fight it up to an extent.
Yeah.
But it's never guaranteed.
That's fair.
Right? There's always loopholes.
Yeah.
Right. But like with Rock Hill, they've expanded, and Charlotte is expanding. Charlotte is now the fastest growing city in the U.S.
Yeah, I believe it.
Over 3,000 people moving here on average every week.
Yeah.
Like to Charlotte and the surrounding area, and that is now bubbling over into Rock Hill and expanding Rock Hill. Well, eventually Rock Hill's going to run out of room, and that is when you're going to see essentially you're going to have Charlotte, old Charlotte will then be what Rock Hill is now, right? Old Rock Hill is currently what Lancaster and Chester is, like that's what they used to be essentially.
Yeah,
right?
No, I can see it.
So it's all formulating where it's all traveling downhill the further you go out from Charlotte.
I mean, like look at 521.
Yeah.
I mean, there's housing developments popping up left and right. I worked in Indialand from 21 to 24.
Okay.
In 2 years, no, 3 years. Sorry, in 3 years, I saw a new McDonald's pop up.
Mm-hmm.
The Hobby Lobby and all that stuff, I think, was being built when I first started working up there and was done. By that time, there's a housing development right there across from Airwood now. Mm-hmm. There's another one right there once you come up the bridge. I think that's a retirement community, but irregardless, new housing. Townhomes. Yeah, they're putting in townhomes at the top of the road up here. That's,
and those are that's good signs for city, like as far as city growth and population wise, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Now the bad thing that happens is the taxes in places are eventually going to go up because you got more people that want to live there, right? And then although the cost of everything goes up.
That's why another reason I want to continue to be just outside the city. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I can shoot fireworks here. I can shoot guns here.
Yeah, I can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I do whatever I want with the reason, and I don't have to fucking pay for trash pickup. I lived in the city of Lancaster, and this has been 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. They roll their city and their water into one bill, they roll their water and trash into one bill.
Okay.
So even if you don't use that much water for the month, it's $100 and something because you're paying for trash pickup.
That's crazy.
I would never do that again. And I don't ever want to do that. I take my own trash off. I have a truck. I just throw it in the back of the truck and I take it off.
So what's crazy is, we live outside of city limits in Fort Lawn.
Yeah.
Right? And Fort Lawn is, super small. We got one stoplight. We got 2 gas stations and a Dollar General. Right? And a couple of good restaurants.
Yes.
Right? But that's it. That's all Fort Lawn is.
Yeah.
It's probably all Fort Lawn will ever be until major development comes in.
Yeah. I like Fort Lawn. Fort
Lawn is nice, it's quiet, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. But even in Fort Lawn, there's now a trash pickup service.
Like a mandatory, you have to.
No, it's not mandatory, but it's you could sign up for it, and my parents do it because my dad absolutely hates taking off the trash.
I think it's fine.
I mean, they were asking me, they were like, hey, are you going to get this? Are you going to do this when you get your house? I'm like, no, I pass by the dump on the way to work.
Dude, every Saturday morning, it's an excuse for me to get out and go to the flea market. Because the dump for me is right down the road from the flea market.
Right next to the flea market.
I just go there.
Yeah.
Or I go grab breakfast, and then, I wash my hands. So I'm just not eating breakfast with, trash hands.
Right.
But
trash juice. Yeah. So good.
But again, also, my trash, I don't think is that bad. Because we dump a lot of our food out in the woods. Again, being in the woods. So a lot of it's mostly just plastics and paper. Now, here lately, we've been getting a lot of junk. So there's a lot of heavier junk, like furniture items, But again, nothing that's outwardly gross.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest difference, because that's the thing, even Fort Lawn, Lancaster, you ask people, hey, do we live in the country, right? And people will tell you yes, right?
Yeah.
We do not live in the country. Right?
Have you ever heard of Kingstree, South Carolina?
Yeah. Okay. So I used to live in Pamplico, South Carolina.
Okay, I haven't heard that one.
So Pamplico is this little teeny town that is southeast-ish of Lake City.
Okay.
Which is 30 minutes, 45-ish minutes of Florence.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
a good little bit away. That's a good hour and a half from here.
It is. It's 2.5 hours from here.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm thinking about the other side of Florence, then. Or you're talking about the other side. I'm thinking about
the other side of Florence. Yeah. So essentially, in order to go to Walmart, it is a 45-minute drive minimum.
I can believe it. Yeah,
okay.
That's the country.
The nearest Dollar General is 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where we lived at, my dad pastored a church, right? And we lived in the parsonage right next to the church. You walk outside our front door, and you look in front of you, and what do you see? A cornfield. Mm-hmm. And you look to the left of you, and what do you see? A soybean field.
Oh.
And you look to the right of you, and what do you see? Another cornfield. And then you go out the back door, and you look outside the back door, and what do you see? A tobacco field. That's the country. Right.
Oh, yeah.
We literally did not leave a 12-acre plot.
Mm.
I didn't leave a 12-acre plot for almost 5 years, other than, special occasions. Mm. We even had a private school that was at the church that I went to.
Wow, really?
Right? Yeah, like
okay. So like you mean you just went like if you were going to the store or something?
Yeah, like it was a special occasion for us to leave the church.
And how long was that? 5 years?
Like 5 years.
How old were you? Like in that time?
I think we left. We came back here, and it was the end of my sophomore year in high school.
Damn. So you were doing that from 10 to 15?
Yes.
Roughly about
there, yeah, roughly about there.
Damn. So you went through your whole puberty just
on it at a church. Yeah.
How was that? You know, that explains a lot.
So
about
honestly, it wasn't that bad, right? Because like for instance, there were days where, you know, we go to private school. It's a 12-acre plot. I know every single blade of grass on this plot, right? And it's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing math today. I think I'm going to go home, grab a fishing pole, and walk back here to the creek.
Okay. Like, at least there's shit to do.
Yeah. Like the creek is like at the very back end of 12 acres. It's a hike.
Yeah.
But, you know, like we had stuff to do. During the summer, I was working in one of the fields probably most of the time, or helping out at the church. I was a lot more involved in like the church and that kind of thing because there was nothing else to do.
Right.
Like I'd go visitation.
Okay.
With my dad. And like my dad's old school, like very old school preacher, pastor mentality. Like he's the type where down there we used to literally go door to door, knocking, inviting people to go to church.
Yeah.
Like that's just how he is. But like going down there, it's like stepping back in time.
Oh yeah.
Like 50 years.
So if I can interject here just for a second. My dad's from King Street, South Carolina, and you said you're familiar with that.
I actually dated a girl from King Street.
Oh, okay. So you're very familiar with that, then. Yeah, dude, that's country for me. Because, I mean, like, that... I mean, like, not necessarily in the town itself.
Yeah.
But, like, my family... We had family that lived in Lane, South Carolina. If you know where that's at. Yeah, that's literally just, like... There's I don't even know if there's a stoplight. It might even be just a caution light.
Yeah,
and
I don't even think
houses.
it's a stoplight, yeah.
It's like a church, a caution light, and some houses. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's where my dad's parents are from. That's where they grew up. So, like, we go out there...
So somewhere closer to here, right? That you might recognize this. Do you know where Bethune is?
Yeah, of course. We drive. So I drive through Bethune to go to King Street to visit family.
I feel like that's pretty close.
Yeah,
to what that is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like my dad, he had his uncle lived out in Trio for a while.
Okay.
And that's also nothing but I mean, and my grandpa told me, I don't know how true this is, but there are lanes of that just, 2-lane road that stretch onto the horizon.
Yeah.
And like I asked, like one day my grandpa unprovoked was like, yeah, this used to be railroad tracks, and they pulled them up and paved a road here.
Yeah.
And he worked for SCDOT, so I believe him.
He probably did.
Yeah. So, and I was like, that makes sense because he was explaining why it's just straight for forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like,
so my thing is, I feel like that was like a common practice at some point whenever they were like making that transition from using pretty much
railways
everything
to
railroad to cars.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, all these long stretches with minimal curves.
Yeah.
That we've had to dig out to make sure a train can go through.
Oh, yeah.
We should just pave it. And I'm pretty sure that's what they did.
No.
Because, you look at 77, you know how many times it's just straight on?
Oh,
ever?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude,
the I-20 from Columbia to Atlanta, that is one of the funnest, but also one of the, most terrible stretches of road to get stuck on. Me and Caitlin last Valentine's Day went to Atlanta for Valentine's Day, just for the day to go to the Georgia Aquarium and the Coke Museum and all that.
Yeah.
Dude, we got behind. We left here at 4 o'clock in the morning because that's about a 6-hour drive from here or something like that. 4-hour drive
on traffic. Yeah, somewhere.
We got behind a double wide.
Oh God!
You talk about they were moving it, so both lanes of traffic were stopped up with people passing as they could. And everybody was scared to pass it, but the guide trucks were kind of encouraging people to kind of go around when they could, on certain curves and stuff you can't and all that kind of shit. Yeah. But as soon as we got the chance to, I zoomed past that thing. But you talk about at least 2 or 3 miles back that we had to work through to get to that point because people, that's two. I mean, it's a 4-lane because it's interstate, but it is 2-lane on the one side.
Yeah.
So like just trying to work your way through that. And then I think to myself sometimes because like those long stretches of 2-lane roads that we were talking about in King Street and like, in those country type areas, I love that because you can just open it up and go as fast as you want to. And if you see a cop, you're going to see him like miles ahead of like where you have no time to slow down. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I'm about to say, the funny thing about that is, so there's a couple of main roads in Pamplico, right? And they're known for being straightaways.
Yeah.
That like literally people will go down there just to drag race.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. And like there are times where literally cops will make a cut out in the cornfield that is just off of the road and sit in that cut.
Oh, and wait for
and
people.
Just wait for people.
That's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
That's not a bad plan. No.
And I think it's like, do I agree with it? No. Like, should they be drag racing? Also, no.
No,
but at the same time, it's like...
It's the safest condition without having to pay for a racetrack, you know? It would be different if you're, like, in the mountains and you're, like, trying to curve. Dude,
which, I mean, there are people that do that, too, though. Like, that's what's crazy, like...
I couldn't imagine. I just taught myself how to drive stick. So, like, I'm still, the whole, like, fun shifting and stuff.
In mountains, it's not even cars you have to worry about. It's motorcycles.
I can believe that.
Because it's more... the wind back and forth. That's why actually 97 that goes from here going towards Camden.
Yeah, it gets by a watery and all that. Yeah.
So that road is like famous for bikes just taking off down.
Yeah, I believe
because it's just winding.
Well, there's motorcycle bars dotted all around the lake there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
but it's specifically because of the road.
Okay.
Because like it's genuinely like from what I've been told, it's fun to ride that.
Like, see, I can believe it. Yeah. I've been trying to convince Caitlin that I'm not convincing her. I'm going to do it at some point, but like whether or not she's on board, I'm buying a motorcycle probably at some point and just gonna see what that's like, And I might like it, I might not, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna sell the motorcycle. But that's one of my places that I would love to drive a motorcycle on. Not like dangerous or anything, but just, I'm the type of guy that loves driving in general. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just something about being connected with the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
because
why
I even get that feeling when I used to work in a warehouse, right? At Ross Distribution Center.
Yeah.
I used to get that feeling like driving the forklifts.
Yes.
So it's just like that being one with something that is a whole lot bigger than you.
Yes.
Like it feels some type of way.
Oh yeah, dude! I want to get a Camaro so bad, and now that I know how to do the manual, I want to get one.
Yeah,
it's a manual one. Just like go to town, have fun,
So my friend, he has the only one that I've seen thus far, but it is a 2024 Civic Si.
Okay.
Built.
Oh, he builds it.
Everything from the front to the back.
You said 2024?
2024.
Jesus.
Civic Si.
Is it key or button?
I want to say his is key.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's everything manual, all that. Like, when I say built, like, literally from the front bumper all the way to the back.
Did he do that from factory or?
From factory, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he ordered it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, well, no. Actually, I'm sorry. So, he got the Civic Si. Then he found some friends that he had overseas in the actual Toyota place, and he was like, "Hey, what's the dimensions on X, Y, and Z?" Ended up ordering a motor and headers and everything from an actual manufacturing place that did metalworking. Same thing with the transmission. And that's essentially what he was doing. And he was like getting the specs on, hey, how do they make this? How do they make this? Yeah. What is this? What can give me more power? So on and so forth.
Yeah.
So literally, this man is pushing, gotta be close to 700 horsepower.
In that little SI?
In a Civic Si. Easily. I've seen him take off, and it's genuinely, I tell him whenever I'm in the car, I'm like, do not floor it. I can't do it.
It's fun, dude. I mean, like, so that little bug that you saw out there,
Yeah.
I had a friend that had that just stuck in the middle of the woods. Yeah. And was like, I don't want this anymore. You know what I mean? You can drop a battery in it and you can have it. So I went and did it.
Yeah, but there we go with like just dropping stuff off and abandoning it.
Yeah.
Like,
so I don't know what people, I guess they think I'm like the trash man or something, because a lot of people bring me their junk. I'm sure Charlie's told you about the desk that he's trying to give me. Like the really nice, ornate wooden desk.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm like, dude, this thing is so nice, but I have I mean, you see my house. There's
nowhere
to put it. Yeah, I'm like, if I was running an office and I could just be like, this is my desk, here it is.
Right.
Then I would do that. But I mean, like, Caitlin found out about it last night, and she was like, you are not fucking bringing that here. And I was
cannot put anything else in this house.
I was like, yeah, you know,
she's
whatever.
Putting her foot down about it.
Yeah, I had to listen to her. You know, we are engaged after all. You know, life update for all you guys. I got engaged. I don't think I mentioned that before. Maybe not. Maybe I have. I haven't. And we also closed on my house. So
yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
And I've already closed on my house.
Yes, congratulations. Yeah,
bro. I'm so ready,
dude. Look, how old are you?
27.
Dude. You do it, like, this is one of those things that, like, for those of you listening, if you guys can get this out of the way at a younger age, I'm not saying, like, 22, 23, whatever. But if you can get out of the way in, like, your mid to late 20s, you're going to be set for the rest of your life. Because you're going to have that thing paid off by, like, what, your 40s, mid-40s, if that?
So, I actually didn't do a regular 30-year mortgage.
Oh, what'd you do?
So, mine is a 24-year mortgage, and it is interest heavy on the front.
Okay.
So essentially, instead of paying once a month, I pay bi-weekly.
Okay.
So I'm paying more principal sooner to get it paid off more.
Nice. That's sick.
So
ours isn't the typical 30 years. Ours is a 20-year.
Yeah.
But it's a fixed rate, and because of where I work at, I get a good interest rate. Nice. And the payments drop a lot.
So like right now mine is like my interest rate is fixed. Definitely, I'm gonna have to get it refinanced.
Oh, really?
Rates come down.
How come? Just because of the
like
rate?
Like the rate right now is like 8.6.
Okay.
So which, like, don't get me wrong, isn't terrible.
No,
for
it's
right
not
now.
the worst in the market for sure.
But like
it could be better.
it'd be real nice if it was like, I don't know, 2.3, 3.2.
Dude.
Right? Like,
mine.
Because, like, that's what my parents got for their mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? And that's after they remortgaged the house.
Yeah.
Like literally just took out a second mortgage on it. And I'm like, okay. Like.
We did I think mine's sitting at 6 point something right now.
Yeah, see, that's great for right now.
Well, see, what happened was I get 8 at the base, and then the employee stuff kicks in.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
because you work for Founders, right?
Yeah,
no?
Yeah, no, I do, but, like, you know.
Oh,
I don't advertise that on here just because, you know, I don't want there to be, you know. Because I say a lot of crazy shit on here. You know what I mean? Not like a lot of crazy shit, but, you know.
Yeah.
We be
synchrony.
talking.
That's what it is. Yeah, synchrony.
Yeah. I like to keep this brand separated from my other brand of professionalism. You know, no, this isn't professional, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because I've listened to most of the podcasts.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I went back and listened to most of them.
I don't bring it up a lot. I just say I work at this place and this is why.
I just don't think I've ever heard anything unprofessional, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, there's certain opinions and stuff that I don't want to be mixed in with the career stuff. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's a big deal, but it's just, you know, I don't want it to affect what I want to do negatively. You know, because until this becomes like a viable source of income, like that's the main, you know what I mean, bread and butter. Yeah. This I would.
Speaking
love
of which, I guess, bro, we need to get Patreon set up.
Yeah, we do. We do. No, for real. So one of the big things that we talked about with Halcyon opening up and Shirts Off becoming more of a thing there was we wanted to open up a Patreon. We want to start TikTok. We want to be able to, you know, open ourselves up to more crowds. And it has worked. A lot of the Halcyon people watch us now.
Yeah.
The only and it's not even like an issue, but it's like, you know, something that could be a problem later on down the line, is that we become too localized.
Yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to reach a wide spectrum of audiences, which is another reason not to bring up.
Yeah. We want to be bigger than Joe Rogan.
Yeah, exactly. If we
bigger
get
than Joe Rogan,
dude, Joe, like Charlie would probably shit a brick if he heard me say this, but like, dude, I just feel like Joe's been bought out so hard.
On some of his stuff, yeah.
He just doesn't push things like he used to.
Yeah, some of his stuff, 100%. Yeah, he is going with the masses.
Yeah, and it's sad,
but you think about some of the crazy conspiracies that he still holds on to and claims 100%. And it's like, nah, this dude still is crazy. Like, this is why he's famous.
Yeah, but I feel like somebody definitely pulled him aside and showed him a different angle of Charlie Kirk's assassination and was like, all right, Joe, you know what to say and what not to say, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Goes specifically, yeah.
Because, I mean, like, there's clips where, like, he gets visibly uncomfortable when people bring up certain things. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, the Joe of yesteryear wouldn't flinch to just say whatever. But I think it's one of those things where he's become so big that it's like, he's got to worry about sponsorships. He's got, and I said, it might not even just be a conspiracy thing. It might just be sponsorship. You know what I mean? He's got to worry about his Spotify sponsorship. He's got to worry about whoever puts ads on his YouTube videos. He's got to worry about what's the other thing he pushes, like some kind of vitamin thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, there's so many different things.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He does vitamins. He does supplements. He's got this. You remember the gum that he was sponsoring?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That was sponsoring him. Like there's so many different things.
Yeah.
Like and that's the thing. Like honestly, I guarantee you, he could stop the podcast completely
and just make money off of sponsorships
and make the money off.
But he does it because he wants to.
Yeah.
But like it's just like anything else. You get so big that like you can't. It's like Disney. Disney used to be one of the biggest like workshops for creative. Minds and like people that just want to make interesting shit, animated and otherwise.
So, I have a confession to make.
Okay, right? Confess. What are your sins?
Genuinely, for the most part, I hate Disney. Not even as a company, just in general. Everything that they stand for at this moment in time, I'm pretty much against.
I halfway agree with you. Only because there are elements and parts of that company that still shine bright as day. Pixar, until recently, I would say the last 5 to 10 years, Pixar was a shining light in that company.
And now it's been dimmed to one lumen.
Yes, their animated department for a time. The only problem is I can't think of anything lately that they've made. But I mean, it's just like everything else. Like what I was saying about Joe. I mean, you get so big and you get so many people, so many hands involved in the pot that eventually you can't move because you got so many strings attached to you.
What is that?
That's a Pinocchio reference.
What is that noise?
What? Oh, that's the fridge. There's a mini fridge in here.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's where the bar is. You okay?
Terrified.
Were you all right?
I was like, "Is this Alien? Are we dead?" It's like it's Predator, right?
You want a drink, by the way? We got water and stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. You have
Cookout drink.
Sponsored by Cookout.
No. I hate to tell you this, but Cookout would probably never sponsor anything that I would be a part of. I used to work for them, and
did you for real?
Yeah, I was an assistant manager at Cookout.
For the one here in Lancaster.
Text message from your
mom. And Rock Hill off Cherry Road and Lancaster.
Really? What was that like?
So, it was. Let me turn this on vibrate because she's going to text me.
You're good.
So she essentially everything was good for a while, right? I came in. I started at the one in Rock Hill. I was mainly getting my training and stuff. Mm-hmm. Rock Hill was a much busier store in general.
Yeah.
And I was working my tail off, right? Like there were some weeks where I was putting in 108 hours.
Jesus.
120 hours. Like it was literally like I lived there.
Yeah.
Essentially. And like I enjoy the work in general. Like I enjoy working with the public.
Right.
Like I love meeting new people, interacting with people, and like my whole thought process is like every day. Like my goal when I wake up is how can I change somebody's perspective or make them enjoy their day.
Right.
Right. Like that's my thought process. And just in general, like being a good person. Right. But at Cookout, at Rock Hill, the reason why it ended was because essentially one shift, and it was like 4 weeks back to back that I was at 115, between 115 and 125 hours. And it was like the third week of that. And I was sitting in the so at first I was standing, and then I got told and brought a stool so I could sit down in the drive-thru and run the drive-thru window because I was having major chest pain. And ended up calling my manager to come take my place and everything, and waiting on them because I was going to the hospital. And yeah, like it was bad, and couldn't make it to a hospital, so I went to urgent care, and they hooked up an EKG and everything, and they're like, well, you're not having a heart attack. And then they checked my blood pressure, and it was like through the roof.
Holy shit.
Like my blood pressure was like 295 over like 218.
Oh my god!
Like they literally were like, you should be having a stroke, like, and they were like, you need to go to the ER right now. We're calling an ambulance. And I was like, no, don't call an ambulance. Luckily, like about that time, because I called my mom because I didn't know what was going to happen, right, and like what the deal was, and so I called her, and my granddad, he had his first heart attack at 23, first stroke at 26. So, like, it's, like, genetic.
So you have, like, a high blood pressure thing in your family?
Yeah. Like, okay. I have it's just a genetic thing. And then, obviously, like, weight and everything doesn't really help because I'm a bigger dude. But ended up, like, going to the hospital and everything was fine. And ended up calling my district manager at the time, who later got fired. But he was like, take a couple days off and get some rest, that kind of thing. So I did. And I went right back. And then like 2 weeks later, he was like, hey man, you trying to go to Lancaster? We just made such and such the new GM and this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay. So I went to Cookout in Lancaster. And it was the same kind of work ethic, working that many hours and everything at a new store, learning new people. And I was just like, it got to a point where I was just like frustrated with everything because I had a different district manager, who also ended up getting fired after I left. But a different district manager, I ended up just essentially telling him to go screw himself because he wouldn't do his job, which is why he got fired. And I quit like right there. Like I was working a morning shift, was scheduled to work a morning shift. Manager didn't show up for a night shift. Scheduled to work the next morning, so I just stayed through all that. Then the same manager who was supposed to work the night before called out again, and I couldn't leave the store, and nobody would come take over for me to get any sleep. So I worked that shift too. So I'm literally working 48 hours straight. Jesus. And I remember literally telling all of my crew, I'm like, tonight's my last night. Like, I'm letting it be known. I'm like, I'm not coming back, this, that, and the other. And I ended up typing an email, sending it to my regional manager and district manager and my store manager, printing it off, setting it on the desk, taking my keys and everything, setting it on the desk at the end of the night after we cleaned everything up, locking the door, going home.
Damn. And this is like 4 a.m, right? Or 2 a.m.
Yeah, yeah. This is actually so that's the other part that sucked too, is that second night I had my closers left. Like they just left me. So I ended up closing the store by myself. So it was like 5:30.
Which is a no-no, right?
Oh yeah, no. Like, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. But it's like, who else is going to do it,
Yeah. So I ended up closing it by myself. And there were multiple times where I just thought, I'm like, you know what? because the person that was coming in was the GM, and I thought a couple times in my mind, I'm like, you know what, she can deal with all this. I'm not even gonna close the store down, whatever. I'm just leaving. I thought about it. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, nah, that's not right. No, that's not what I should do. And so I ended up closing it myself, and it was like 5:30 before I got out. And I remember leaving there, closing out, like, and just not coming back. And then, literally, as soon as I sent that email at 4 in the morning, district manager starts texting me.
Really?
Hey man, what are you talking about? What is this? About 7 o'clock or so, after I literally had just got home and went to sleep, general manager started calling me. Regional manager started texting me, like going back and forth. What can we do?
That kind of stuff.
And the regional manager, who is honestly, love the dude to death. Like right now, if he were to tell me, hey man, I need your help. And I've already told him, because he asked me a couple times, he's like, when are you coming back? And I told him, I was like, I need X amount of money. If you can give me X amount of money, I'll come back and work as many hours as you want me to. Like, until I'm literally dying.
Yeah.
I don't care. And honestly, like, because I should have told him, I was like, 150, bro, you can have my life. Like
150?
Yeah, I'll sell my
150
soul.
an hour?
No, like 150 a year.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
150 a year.
No, that's good money.
I'm like 150 a year, as many hours as you want. You want 200 hours in a week? I got you. Like, I don't care. I just won't sleep. Because at 150 grand a year, I'm like, dude, you know what I could do with 150 grand a year?
Oh yeah. You get taxed out the wazoo, but you know, you still make good money.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like, I told him, I was like, this is what I need, this, that, and the other. But if he were to call me and he was like, hey man, I can get you 5 grand less or 10 grand less, and I need your help, I'd go do it. I'd probably drop everything right now and just go do it.
Damn.
Like he's been really good to me.
I had a similar experience with Food Lion. So I worked at Food Lion for like 6 years.
Okay.
That was where I was working out when I was going up to
That was one of my first jobs.
Food Lion?
Yeah.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Which one did you work at?
The one, not on Airport, the other one.
Main Street?
Yeah.
Did you work with Latoya?
Dude, I don't know.
Or that would have been like Wendy, probably.
Latoya.
Green? Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't dox Latoya. Sorry about that.
I think so.
Yeah. So
was she like
short?
Yeah.
Short? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
customer service manager?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I started out as a cashier and I left as a customer service manager.
Okay.
I got into that role probably. I was at the one over here on Airport for, I'll say 2.5 years.
Okay.
It got to be like 21, like halfway through. Well, they're probably about April 21. They called me up. I've been trying to get the Indian Land for a while as like a full-time position because all the time I was just office. And when you're not full-time at Food Lion, it sucks because you're working like all the fucking time, but you don't get any benefits.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was 25, 24 at the time, probably about to turn 25. And I knew that the next year I was going to be coming off my parents' insurance, so I needed to have like all this shit lined up. So they called me and was like, hey, we know that you've interviewed for this position in the past, but we really need somebody to come up here and be assistant customer service manager. And we just need you to come in and interview for it. So I went up there, interviewed for it, got the job. Within like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 months of being there, maybe not even that, probably less than that, 3 months of being there, 2 months of being there, Latoya has to go out because she's doing stuff with her brother's baby. Yeah. And she was out on leave for probably, I want to say almost 3 months because of the situation. I want to say, I'm remembering all the salty cuffs, so it might have been shorter.
Yeah.
But basically, I was thrown into the fires very early on of learning how to do everything, and had to pick up pretty much like that. Yeah. Then Latoya comes back, and she's there for maybe 2 months, and then gets moved to the Food Lion here in Lancaster on Main Street. So then I apply for a customer service manager role because I've been there, forever. Well, fast forward to like my last 6 months of being at the Indian Land store. you're supposed to have probably about 6 MODs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We had 3. So it was me, the store manager, and the assistant store manager.
Okay.
I was in between assistants at the time on the front and trying to find somebody to cover because I was having to close 2 nights out of the week and also be responsible for the front end stuff.
Yeah. So you were literally doing everything.
It was hard, dude. It was rough.
They might as well have a store manager and 2 assistants.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we were, God, dude. I mean, I would be trying to go on vacation and like Christmas happened and then, you know, New Year's. And I mean, we went through the whole like from September all the way through to January with just the 3 of us. And I think we had like an interim store manager come in and help out at one point because our store manager actually went out because he had a stroke.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
rough.
Yeah, no, it was annoying as fuck.
That's
and then like we get all the way to
which food line was this?
Indian.
Indian Land?
Yeah, we get all the way to the other side of all this, and like you know, they start talking to me about moving up to evening manager, and I'm like, no, I'm comfortable with where I'm at. I've got control over my schedule. I really don't want to do that. And they're like, well, you know, it looked better on you if you did. I'm like, it doesn't look better. I've been doing this for the last 6 months. So, and this, like, I don't know. I didn't have any kind of work-life balance. This place, my house, was in terrible shape because I was either working all the time or I was too tired to even, like, do anything when I was off.
Yeah.
And I kept getting fussed at about, like, taking weekends off because we were supposed to have, like, 1 weekend a month. And I kept getting fussed at for that. And I was like, you know, this isn't worth it. So I went and applied at my new job, which is Monday through Friday. You know, not basically a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
With great benefits. You're paid. Yeah. You get paid holidays. You're off every weekend. And you know, on like situations like where we had a fucking blizzard this past weekend.
This was not a blizzard.
Well, you know what I mean, though. A blizzard for us.
Leave it to Southerners to call something a blizzard when it's 2 inches of snow.
When we had like a blizzard like we did this weekend and like the last 2 weekends or whatever it's been, we were out of work and, you know, we got paid to be out of work.
Yeah, dude. That must be nice.
I
don't get that.
No, it was great. And so I made the jump and I did it the week... I worked all the way up to like halfway through Memorial Day weekend. Because they were like, well, you know, are you going to finish out through Memorial Day weekend? And I started that Tuesday after Memorial Day. And I was like, no, I want to take a break.
Yeah.
At least 2 days.
Yeah, get you 2 days to unwind for a little bit.
Yeah, before jumping into a new job. And they're like, are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. And then when I put in my 2 weeks, they're like, well, what do we got to do to get you to stay? And I was like, honestly, if you guys could guarantee me being off every weekend, I would stay because I need a better work-life balance.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we can't be like that. It's not fair to other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I understand that. But at the same time, you've got an RPC who is off every weekend. You've got a DSD, you know, I forgot what they call it, but they handle the deliveries that come in. And they're off every weekend. Like, you know, I'm not saying, you know, even if you can meet me halfway every other weekend off.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
And see, so like, that was one of my struggles at Cookout.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, in general, like, even now, my dad is a pastor.
Yeah.
And I do consider myself a religious person.
Yeah.
Like, in general.
Yeah, I do too. I get it.
And, but, like, I like to be involved in church, attend church, so on and so forth, right? And I'm like, hey, I'll work as long as you want me to. My only time, like, I need off is Sunday between this hour and this hour. Mm-hmm. Like, I need those 3 hours open.
Just to be with Lord.
Just so, yeah, just so I can go to church. After that, I could come. But I cannot open on Sundays. And they were like, yeah, well, we need you to open this Sunday.
Yeah, see?
And this Sunday. And I'm like, nah, bro. Like,
yeah. They won't budge. I mean, that's retailing for you. You know what I mean? And I understand that's the world like I'm involved with. But that's the world I was trying to leave. And they asked me, I was being honest with them about what would get me to stay. And then there was a conversation had at one point with the food line here in town about what it would look like if I came to work for them on just like one day out of the week on like a Saturday, or like even if I did weekends with them. And I said, I'll do it if you keep my pay the same. And, you know, I'll do, I think I said at the time either I think I said every other weekend.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it.
They're like, no, we need you every weekend.
No, well, and they were like, well, the pay scale says that you can only do this and go up to this in this position. And I had a copy of the pay scale because I had friends in high places.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is actually what the pay scale says. So I know you can do what I'm asking.
So don't try to lie.
Yeah. And they were like, well, this is what we're willing to do. Is essentially the conversation again. And it might not even been that. I might have just not even gotten a text back from that, which is fine, but that's not how you wheel and deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? For those of you, for the youngins out there listening, it pays to know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, that's why they say now so for instance, right? My dad was very loyal to he's been very loyal to multiple companies, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, one of the jobs I remember him working forever was Black & Decker.
Yeah.
Right? Before it was Stanley. It was just Black & Decker.
Is Stanley Black & Decker now?
It is Stanley Black & Decker now.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So before that all got changed, they still had their whole manufacturing place, warehouse, everything over there. Mm-hmm. Then they ended up moving it to Canada, and that's when he was like, "No, I can't move to Canada. Essentially, I can't pack."
Oh, they asked him to move to Canada.
Yeah, and my dad was there for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. Well, so then he went to Celgard and was working, essentially making the plastic that separates the cells of batteries. And he did that for 4 or 5 years, and now he works at a distribution center, and he's been there for almost 12 years now or something.
Oh, really?
Essentially ever since we came back. So which is now but 12 years, 13 years.
Really, with that same company?
Same company.
Nice.
And he came in entry level, and now he's a manager.
And that's what was it the battery place?
No, it's a distribution center.
Oh, okay. You don't want to say it?
At Ross. Yeah, huh? Ross Distribution.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So essentially, he came in as what I used to do at Ross at distribution center, which is inventory control and quality assurance. Went from there to supervisor, and then went from supervisor, and now he's a manager.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that, moving up in the world.
He did that, and he went to supervisor in less than 5 years. I want to say it was less than 2 years, 3 years. So it was a very quick jump.
Yeah.
But my dad, honestly, the reason why I work like I do though is because I've had good examples.
Yeah, that's something. Both my parents worked their asses off.
I feel like that's something that honestly there's a lot of people that are missing nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, there's the quiet quitting, and then there's the people. So when I got CSM, I mean, that's you basically are running an apartment with 30 plus people. But I mean, you wouldn't believe the people that either quiet quit or just instead of working out notice, just show up and be like, "Hey, I can't work here anymore," and today's my last day.
Yeah.
And I know that companies are shitty, and that for the younger folks listening, I know that there's a part of you that's I'm gonna do this to fuck that up. But you're fucking the people you work with up more than you're fucking up the company, So you just gotta be mindful of that.
In order to truly mess up a company, you have to be at such a high level.
Yeah.
To actually do something that matters.
And at that point, it's why even do it? You know what I mean? Because get it. I get it.
Well, no, because eventually, if you try to go somewhere else, you're going to need that company as a reference.
Yeah.
Because. That's the thing, low level positions, they ain't gonna call you references.
No, they don't give a fuck.
But when you're if you're up in management and upper management and so on and so forth, they're calling references. They're hey, what did they do at this job? Can they do XYZ?
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
The thing is, I love working with people. That's what kept me at Food Line for so long. It wasn't working for Food Line. It was working with people. Yeah. Not just the customer, but the people you work with every day. And just to... If I could lend my voice to some ears, I think that's how that goes. if you guys want to move forward in life, don't fuck over the people that you work with, because you never know where that person's going to end up. That person might be the person who is reviewing your resume for a VP position in a higher job. And I get fuck corporate greed, because corporate greed is terrible, but there are actually good companies and corporations out there.
So prime example, there was a guy that I used to work with at Ross Distribution Center, and I was a seasonal trainer at the time. And within 3 months, I trained like over 300 and something people within 3 months on how to do their job and make production while doing their job, right? And one of these guys, he was an unloader. He came in and we hit it off pretty quick. Like I get along with everybody, but like me and him, like we were like thick as thieves.
Right.
Like it was like we were friends in general. And like there was one point I'm like, yeah, man, like I ain't gonna be here for much longer. Yada yada yada. He was like, all right, man. Well, I'll see you around. You know, you got my number. And like we really didn't even talk to each other after that for a while.
Yeah.
Then come to find out, like 2.5, 3 years later, right? I'm working at Cookout. He comes through my drive-thru.
It's him, man.
Right? And he's like, "What's up, man? Where you been?" Yada yada. Like we start talking and catching up and everything. He's like, "Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what." Because this was like right around the time that I was working all those hours and getting frustrated and everything.
Exhausted, having strokes almost.
Yeah, like pretty much. But like he came through and he was like, "Yeah, man. Well, if you ever want a job, I'm the hiring manager up the road for such and such company." And he was like, "If you want a job, I got you. We start off at X amount of money." Like, and literally, I know for a fact I could have told him, "Hey, I need a job." And in a heartbeat, he'd have been like, "All right, I got you."
Hell yeah!
Just because we knew each other.
Is that where you went to?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
but the opportunity was there.
The opportunity was there. Like it was literally like I could have worked for him. And, like he would have been like one of my managers because he's like, "Yeah, man. Like we paid I think it was like $24 an hour or something like that." And which now like luckily I went to something better, right? But in general. He's like, "Yeah, man, I can get you on." This, it was just because I knew him, like, and I've run into that so many times when I was at Ross.
That's awesome.
Like even now, I'll run into somebody like at Walmart, and they'll be like, "Hey, Thomas," and I'm like, "Who are you?" And then they'll like explain to me who they are, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you trained me in this department like back in this year," and I'm like, "Oh okay," like. But like I worked at Walmart, so it's like I'll go into Walmart in Lancaster and walk in there, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Crystal?" Who like talking to this person, that person. They're like, "Hey, how you been? You ain't changed a bit."
Oh
yada, yada. I'm like, okay, like
no. Look, so I went in Food Line earlier today and was talking about old manager. I mean, she said there's still people that ask about me. You know what I mean? So like there is that. That's the other thing, you don't realize especially like working like face to face with the public. You got customers that get used to you. You get coworkers that get used to you. Yeah. And the coworkers in those situations, like those are your brothers and arms. Is the way I look at it. Especially like the good ones, because like
the ones that can hold their weight.
Yes. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Like there's so many times that I can remember just talking shit. Like because there's a special bond. Like there's a meme going around. With like the cast of Harry Potter, and it's got like the average retail like workers, and it's you know what I'm talking about? Like it's got Dumbledore being 67 and like Alan Rickman being like 50 something, and then like the 19-year-old, the 27-year-old, I
mean that's accurate though.
Yeah,
Like it really
and all of you guys are friends, and it's not weird because you're all there trying to make a buck,
Yeah, which I mean like the reason why I say, especially if you work with the public. Right?
Yes.
Be careful as far as how you leave somewhere is because if you leave your coworkers in a bad place, they're going to talk. And then it's to the point where you don't have to worry about your coworkers later on.
You have to worry about
every single person coming through that drive-through
or that cashier.
Cashier.
Yeah. Right?
And they're sitting there talking about it. And then the customer's going to hear about it and be like, "Oh, well, they're talking about this person."
Yeah.
Right? And then that might be the person that is doing your interview over here. And it's like, "Oh, well, I know how they left that company."
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, one of the hardest places to get into now for a job now is actually the winery that's in Fort Long.
I've heard people were trying to get in there like cats and dogs.
It's hard.
So we've actually had a couple of people leave from us to go there, and and I've wondered like why, like what all do they do over there?
Number one, like they're paying better than everybody else.
Okay.
In general, right? Like they're paying their forklift drivers like $29 an hour.
Jesus.
Right, and their maintenance crew and stuff like that. Way more.
Now, what wine company is it?
Uh,
So that way we can dox them right here on the Shirts Off podcast.
something Gallo.
Galileo, or whatever the hell it is.
Something Gallo. JP.
JG. Dude, I don't know. And the other thing about working for the public, too, is you have shit like COVID that happens. I mean, granted, COVID was like one of those once-in-a-lifetime events, but, like, dude, when that happened, like, I don't know how bad it was. I don't even know if you were even at Cookout when that happened, but, like...
What, when COVID happened?
Yeah.
So, I was actually at Ross Distributions, well... for a second.
You're good.
Where was I at?
But COVID happening when we were working at Food Line, I mean, I would talk about it on here a lot.
2019?
So 2020, March 2020. March 13th, 2020. Lockdown day.
So 2020, in 2020, I was working at, I've had so many jobs since then, bro.
No, you're good. You're good.
I want to say Quick Trip.
Oh, you worked? Yeah. Damn, you worked everywhere,
I was assistant manager at Quick Trip for a while. E&J Gallo.
E&J Gallo.
Yeah, they make, they do wine, and they, E&J Gallo, they actually make whiskey and liquor.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like there are actually people in there that are wine tasters. That's their job, is to taste wine all day.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't think I would hate my life.
They
if
get
that was
paid, dude. They get paid.
Well, okay, but like
it's not like drinking it, but it's like you're taking a sip and you actually have to make sure it tastes like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like
no, I would hate my life because like that sound as good as that sounds at first. If that's all you do for 8 hours a day, for at least 5 days of the week.
Well, so like that's the thing that
I would never drink.
it's even worse when you really think about it because it's like what happens if you eat something that's slightly too hot.
Or what if, like, how do you cleanse the palate between each one? And how much are they having to drink?
There's like, so they actually don't drink. Like,
or not drink, but how much are you having to, like, put in your mouth that time? That's what she said, by the way.
I'm pretty sure it's like one bottle out of every batch. Or, like, it's not the full bottle. It's like a.
It's like they swish it. You know? Yeah.
And, like, if I had to guess, it's probably like 12 bottles or something a day.
Okay,
but it's like it's like you're tasting it. You're running all the tests. What the alcohol content is.
That's a lot, though.
Yeah,
God, that's a lot. I would quit drinking because because at some point,
but like for Christmas gifts, they were giving out bottles of wine.
Oh, I believe it. Stuff, right? I believe it. Like, well, what else would you do for a winery? You know what I mean? Like you have it. You know.
so that's what's crazy is like every single year at Ross Distribution Center, right?
What'd you guys get?
They give out either these chocolates that are literally expiring the next day, or they give out like these little bags that are like they got like some kind of knick-knack or something in them, like a water bottle or something like that.
That's terrible,
dude.
For as much money as Ross makes,
it's so bad because like Ross is a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah,
right.
So is Amazon.
Yeah, and so like Ross, dude. The amount of money that they make, right? Most people don't know this just because they don't understand everything that goes into like warehouse and distribution and all that, right? In one warehouse alone, within their budget, they are budgeted to have well over $2 million worth of shrink.
Yeah.
And that's just stuff that just disappears.
And that happens. People don't realize how much that happens.
But it doesn't, like, it should never happen $2 million.
No.
They're making so much money, they're like, we don't care.
No, but, like, part of it is insurance shit, basically, you know what I mean? But, like, because, like, you might have an item that disappears that's, like, $5. But you might have an item that disappears that's, like, I don't know how big Ross gets into its
most expensive item that I've seen like come through a warehouse because it's
probably like a piece of furniture, right?
Well, so what's interesting is they actually sell like jewelry at Ross.
Oh, okay. So it might be a piece of jewelry then.
But it's like it doesn't come through that distribution center. Like that's that distribution center specifically.
Yeah.
And the most expensive item that I've seen come through there is maybe $35.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
All right, well then, never mind.
That's
You're right. Yeah, like
$2 million worth of shrinkage.
But
because like that used to be my job was, hey, go find this pallet.
But I bet that's part of like if the warehouse were to burn down, that's the part to cover that.
Yes, but no, because that's a separate budget.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
well,
this
then
is
I don't
literally
know.
just for stuff going missing or people stealing stuff.
Oh man.
Because, dude, like
They must. Did you guys have like a high turnover rate?
Yeah, over 100% turnover rate,
really?
Which is wild.
From people stealing?
No, just in general.
Oh, okay.
Like
I've heard Ross is bad.
People come in there, they work for 2 weeks, and then they're like, I hate this. I'm never coming back. Like, that's the thing that Ross hires anybody. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about like actual.
Case in point.
no, like honestly, people will tell you, even people that have been there from when I was there, they will tell you that I did my job and I was a decent person. I knew all the tricks to how to make production, and I was not afraid to tell people those tricks so they can make money.
Yeah.
Right? Because like my thought process is, like as a trainer when I was there, it was, hey, here's how it says by the book to do this. Here is the way that everybody does this so they can make money. Like, are they the same? Pretty much. They accomplish the same exact goal. There are very minor differences.
Yeah.
Right? Neither of which really hurt anybody. You just make more money doing it this way.
Right.
Right.
So when you're working in that kind of environment, are you making money based off of how many loads you're able to load at a time?
It depends on what department. So you have two different main methods, right? You have per piece percentage, which is like probably that's all your markers that are putting tickets on stuff, all your unloaders, all of that in general, and that is like based off of how many boxes or items that you placed in whatever your job is, right? So like they have one that is called PTV, and you like wear a headset and a voice talks to you and it tells you where to go. And
it sounds kind of dystopian.
It's like it'll be like aisle 47 A4.
Is it like a smooth like ASMR
no,
type?
No,
is it a hot lady?
It doesn't. It never understands you.
47.
It never understands you when you try to, because you have to say like it'll be like 2, and it wants you to say 2 back to it if you put 2 in it, or 1 if you only put it 1, so on and so forth. So if you try to say 2, it'll be like, I'm sorry, I did not hear that. And you're like, 2, I'm sorry, I did not hear that. And then by the time, like, after 5 or 6 times of that, over and over and over, you're over there screaming to the mic. Like, I've seen so many people lose it.
I love that, though. Yeah. Like, if it was a hot lady, like, dude.
Well, so that was PTV, which is literally pick the voice.
Yeah.
And then you have PTL, which is pick the light.
Uh-huh.
So with PTL, you would scan this little barcode that was on the box and open up the box, and then you would have to put individual items. It would tell you the number like on a little dial, and then the lights would pop up, and you're supposed to hit the light as you dropped it in the box. And for that one, you only ran like 1 line of boxes, and then when it got full, you would push it out onto the conveyor. But like with the production, it was either by piece or it was by pallet. So all your transfer drivers, they're moving pallets, full pallets. They're not moving pieces. So it would make sense to charge their production by piece instead of pallet.
I see.
Yeah.
My eyes are glazing over a little bit. Just because, like, it feels like actual work stuff. My bad.
Sorry.
No. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I just, all the technicalities and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is. But it is like they do the same thing everywhere. Even in places that say that they're not production.
Yeah.
They expect so much work to get done.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Walmart distribution's similar.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever worked there.
Exactly the same.
But my dad works there. He's worked there for...
forever?
Since I was probably like 3 or 4.
See, generational differences, people. Because now they say that you should move jobs every 2 years to make the most amount of money you ever want.
I mean,
in the current job market.
Okay, so at one point in time, I could agree with that. Now, no. I mean, like...
I'm saying overall as a...
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, if you find, like, a job, like what we were discussing earlier.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And gives you everything you want in life and is enjoyable.
I even took a little bit of a pay cut for that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I think at the time I was probably making $2 or $3 more than what I ended up taking. But now, because of where I'm working at, I know how to manage my money a lot better.
Okay.
So I make more. I'm technically speaking, I'm not making more, but I'm making more out of what I get.
Yeah.
So like, and I know how I've learned how
budgeting better.
I'm budgeting better. I'm learning to invest better, and it's not just about like making it paycheck to paycheck anymore. Yeah. It's about growing.
So that's one thing that honestly I need to do better in general is invest in stuff.
It's hard. It really is because you have to have the discipline to be like. Yeah. And the way that's helped me do it is like I look at like I'm paying myself. You know what I mean? Because like
so like I have a 401k that is like automatically gets whatever, right? It's like okay, you got that. Like my thing is I need to get something else set up.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have like any kind of not to be in your personal business, but do you have like your own like savings?
Not anymore.
Oh, because of the house.
Because the house.
Nah, that makes sense.
The house is drained me, bro.
Well, okay, but you could look at that as like transferring that savings into a different investment. Because your property's only going to go. I mean, for those of you listening, one of the worst things you can ever do is just buy like a brand new vehicle of any kind, boat, RV, whatever. But if you buy property, if you buy a house, that is investing your money into like something that's only going to grow in value.
See, that's the dream, right? Is to own like 20 different properties.
Oh, you want to be like a landlord?
Nah, I don't want to be a landlord. I just want to be real estate. Like I want to, I want to buy it, hire somebody to flip it. And then
you want to be the money guy,
and then just rake in the profits, bro. Like,
you want to you want to pay somebody to cover everything in new paint, and then be like, run it up, Dude,
like, hey man, look, man, this property I bought it at 175. Now it's worth 1.6.
Like, those landlords are so like the landlord memes are so fucking funny. Especially the ones that just paint over whatever.
Dude, like, my landlord, like, so I stayed in some apartments. I'm not going to say which ones.
Okay.
But I stayed in some apartments at one point, and my landlord was like that, bro.
Just painted over whatever?
Yeah, like, I'm talking about, like, there were times where, like, I called her, and I'm like, hey, this is fixed. This doesn't work, so on and so forth. Like, or, hey, the neighbors that you just let move in here have roaches and they're coming in my house. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll send somebody over. And what do I get? I get literally her son coming over there with some like over the counter spray. Like, yeah, this should work. Like, no, bro. Like,
get an exterminator.
Yeah, like go hire an exterminator. Like, dude, there were so many issues that I had over there. And I'm like, hey, like for instance, one of the biggest ones was, hey, our dishwasher does not work. It will not drain. So we literally had a dishwasher that had water sitting in it.
Yeah. That's going on with our dishwasher. Dude, I just set it out with the I have a shop vac. I just took it and set it out. We need a new drain pump on it.
It's so gross.
It was just I bet it is.
Because like essentially the reason why we knew what happened, right? Like that it wasn't working anymore at all. Like as far as draining, was my brother was like, you know what? I'm gonna wash these dishes real quick. You turned it on, and it overflowed
onto the floor.
Oh. And it covered the entire kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Because like the kitchen was like just like a little, 4.5 foot wide hallway essentially, right? Everything flooded in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, immediately I'm calling the landlord and I'm like, hey, you need to get a plumber out here. You need to figure this out. And originally she was like, oh, well, that's in the lease, this, that, and the other. And I had a copy of the lease on the refrigerator. I was like, no, it's not. I'm sitting here looking at it. You coming to fix this. Like, that's how she was, though.
Yeah. No, I believe it. Dude, this one out here, so this one worked for a long time. And then I just happened to be home one day washing dishes and I started up. And the suds started bubbling out from under it. And I was like, oh, fuck. I caught it in time. Yeah. So, like, no damage, no smell, whatever. Yeah. I just threw a towel under it and let it finish the cycle. Because I didn't want to cut off in the middle and it fuck it up or something.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I opened it, just bottom full of water, the drain pump had went out. So like I said, I took a shop vac, vacuumed it out, dried it out really, really well. And we just have let it sit since. I'm going to get it fixed. I just, it's one of those things at the time.
Yeah.
Me and her kind of went back and forth on if we should just buy a new one or get it fixed. I'm always in the party of like, let's see how much it would just be to get it fixed, because buying a new one usually means more money and it doesn't last as long.
Well, so that's the thing though, right? So for instance, right? So I looked at so many different houses before I bought this one. And I was like, do I want a used one? Do I want a brand new one? Do I want a stick-built house that's on this land over here? What do I want, right? And surprisingly, it gets to a point where it is more expensive to fix something than it is just to buy it new.
I'm sure it is in terms of houses.
Even small stuff like a vacuum.
Yeah.
Often it's more expensive to fix it than it is to just buy it.
Really?
Because think about how many different parts are on that thing.
Yeah.
And you can replace one, but what if that's not the real issue?
Yeah.
Like, what if that's not causing the issue?
Yeah. That's fair.
So then you replace another one, right? So like, now don't get me wrong, that's not all the time, right? But that's like oftentimes with some of the, not like newer cars, but even like older cars. Once a car gets old enough, right, it's cheaper to literally go find you another beater that's $2,500 than it is to go find that one part. Like that one head gasket.
Knock on wood, it doesn't ever happen with mine. I'm so attached to my vehicles. I love all my cars, which is a problem in and of itself. But that old truck that I got out there, that was my grandfather's.
Okay.
The Tahoe. I got that probably a year or two ago. No, it's going on. It'll be 2 years this year.
Okay.
We got in a wreck in the truck. I had a town car at the time, and I needed something that could pull stuff because it was going to be a while. So somebody hit me in my truck.
Yeah.
And we had to get their insurance to fix it and all that stuff. Well, that takes time.
Yeah.
So, I need something to be able to pull stuff in the meantime, because I do a lot of truck stuff and I do a lot of odd jobs on the side. So I needed
a lot of me. I know you lock and chains.
Yeah.
I know you lock and chains. Don't lie to me, bro.
But I needed something to be able to be like a truck if I needed it to be. So I found that Tahoe on Marketplace for $2,000.
Yeah,
dude, I love it. I was love it first sight.
Best thing you ever bought.
Oh, dude, it's 4-wheel drive. Yeah. When it was fucking blizzarding this past weekend, the week before last, I just drove that thing everywhere, dropped it in the 4, and we were good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The truck could probably do that too, but it's just so much nicer to have a vehicle that not only is a beater, but is also a truck beater, because then it's I can go do truck stuff without the repercussions
without the risk of what if I mess this up.
Yeah, and also that's my grandpa's truck. You know what I mean? I do truck stuff in it, but it's a lot. Yeah, I don't want to fuck up my grandpa's truck. You know what I mean? And I'm in the process of actually trying to fully restore that anyway.
Okay.
So, and then I eventually want to repaint the Tahoe and do some restoration to that too. And also the Beetle. But, and then I got a Cadillac sitting out here that was my grandma's that I'm trying to restore.
Okay. And then, you got some projects.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yes.
Because you got all of these vehicles outside and you still got the house.
Yeah. And then Caitlin's car that we're trying to sell, and then we have a camper, and then I would eventually like to get a pontoon to build from the deck up. Okay. So I got some stuff in mind, you know what I mean?
You should have told me about the pontoon a couple months ago.
Why? Did you have a pontoon?
Yeah, my grandmother was selling one.
God dang it, dude! She still got it? Damn. What year?
It was older. It would have been one that was worth ripping down to rebuild.
Oh yeah, I bet. What year? Do you know? 80s, 90s?
I want to say maybe late 80s, early 90s.
Those are the best. With the big fat ass tunes on the back. Yeah, I love those, dude. Do you can jump off of them and stuff when you go swimming?
We used to do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I can't tell you how many times it's been bottomed out. We're trying to go down this little crevice. Because my grandmother, she used to live on Lake Wateree.
Yeah.
So we had a pontoon boat. We had 2 jet skis. We had a speedboat at one point. We did all that.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I knew Watery better than I know.
Oh, dude, I grew up going to Watery.
Yeah,
like I know Watery so well.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go to other lakes. Like I
Right?
talk to my dad all the time. I'm like, can we go to Murray? He's like, well, I just don't know that water well. I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna find out if you don't get out there?
But it's like as far as like fishing spots, and stuff like that, dude. You take a pontoon boat pretty much anywhere you want to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I want.
It's not like a creek. You know what I mean?
A lot of people don't know this, but I love fishing. So like I wanna get. That's part of the reason we've got a boat that my dad has right now. It's the Key West V Hull.
Okay.
It's a 2014.
Yeah.
He bought it new, and we've used it for so long. But that just to me, like you can only get like 6 people max on that thing, and I want to be able to you can't want to have kids eventually.
You're trying to have a boat party.
I'm trying to.
Don't lie to me.
Well, listen, I told my dad about it. My dad was like, that's the minivan of boats, right? And I was like, I don't give a fuck. You get out on the water and you just have a good time. You're on a platform on the water.
You said that was your dad?
Yeah, my dad. Yeah.
Your dad literally was just like, you're the soccer mom, but for boats.
Yeah, for real. That's what he said. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I don't want a minivan, but like, who cares? A pontoon
boat's different.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing, right? It's like
party bar.
At least around here, right? It's not even, hey, you have a boat. It's like, hey, you have a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
Like
you could take people on that motherfucker.
You could take
with the right modifications. You could drive a car onto that thing and drive it wherever you want.
Drive across the lake.
Become yourself. Become a ferry yourself.
Yeah.
For other people.
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen the party barge at Lake Watery?
Oh yeah.
Like this, like the tiki bar that people just push out. That thing's nice.
So we actually had at one point in time this pontoon boat that I've been talking about, right?
Yeah,
was essentially a houseboat.
Okay, yeah,
it was made where literally you could live on it.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Like completely.
Yeah,
like never have to leave land or leave
water. The water. Yeah,
yeah, and like it was nice for a long time, and then it was. I don't know, maybe 5 years. This is the last time we had like a bad storm, like really bad storm come through, and it was like it wasn't quite winter. It was like late fall, so it was time like to pull in all the boats and everything. So it was on land, and we had a tree fall through it.
Oh my god!
And that's like terrible. Literally like just crush it. And I was like, all right, well.
As you guys just built it back up from the... Yeah.
That's what we were going to do, but I mean, like, then my grandma was like, hey, I'm selling the house. And we were like, oh, okay. Where you moving to? She's like, Rocky Hill. I was like, okay. Like, I guess I ain't going to go play pool and fish and get into trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
That's all you used to do down there, dude. Like,
that's all there is to do at Watery, man. And that's why I love Watery, but like that's probably why like if I get like a boat anytime soon, I'm gonna go check out other lakes and other like just places. Like I tell you what I would love to do, and like I've talked to my dad about this, but I would especially like either with his boat or with a pontoon boat, put in at the ICW, ride down from North Myrtle Beach all the way down to Charleston.
Okay,
stay in a hotel on the water, spend like a weekend or something down there, ride back up. Dude, going through the locks and stuff from what I've heard is one of the funnest things to do on a boat.
We used to go we used to go fishing the jetties all the time.
Oh yeah?
It was like because like we used to do it like essentially as a church event where like everybody down there like had boats and stuff like that, and it'd be like, hey, this Saturday we're doing like essentially like a men's retreat, and it's like you're just out on the water for days, like just fishing, like just cause.
That's nice.
And like it's a fun time, like and we had like 3 people that had pontoons, and you had a couple others that had like your like your V holes and everything else. And dude, like it's just so peaceful.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I love. Like I know people talk junk on fishing, and like to a certain extent I get it, but like you just don't understand like getting out in the water and being like one with nature and being able to, like, if you believe in God or if you believe in, of anything bigger than you, you really feel closer to that when you're out there in the midst of all that creation. You know what I mean? And even if you don't believe in anything, like, it's just nice to sit and be in nature.
Yeah. Enjoy the world.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I feel like that's one of the main reasons that, like, we exist in general.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Is to enjoy the earth.
Dude, you think we're meant to just sit in the office and, like, fucking do paperwork all day? Nah. Or, like, sit on a forklift and run stock all day and listen to this, or fuss at somebody go, like, two. No, and PVT and whatever the fuck you were saying.
Stupid thing.
No. That's bullshit.
Headset.
That's the bullshit that the big Illuminati or whatever shady government thing you want to believe in came up with to keep us distracted from the shit that matters. Family and nature.
See, it's an interesting thing you said, Illuminati. Welcome to the Joe Rogan Podcast.
No, dude, he's in now. He's one of them.
Oh, 100%.
100%. I mean,
but that's the thing. So like, that's the thing. Everybody's like Illuminati. Like, guaranteed, it is not like the Illuminati, right?
No.
Because the Illuminati was a legit group.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they are, like, pretty much, they no longer exist.
Yeah.
Right? If it is
at least in the way that we imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, like, there is a group of high society people.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that rule everything.
And that's the thing. Like, I would venture to say, at least from my experience in the world, which is, again, is very limited by, like, me being, like, a young 28-year-old, you know what I mean? That most of the time, the stuff that's, like, made out to be, like, this big thing usually isn't, like, as advanced as, what's the word I'm looking for? As, intelligent and synchronized as you think it is. Now, that's not to say there isn't, like, a version of that running around, but, like, it's not like a movie, you know what I mean? It's not like where, like, things and calls are made. Usually it's just, like, shit probably hits the fan, and it just happens that they know how to work that shit into, like, it being something else.
My thing is the people that you see that will, like, that you see out in public, right? They're not the ones that are actually behind anything.
No. The people you don't see.
Yeah, the people you don't see are the ones that you have to worry about. It's the same thing as, like, the rule that we used to have in school, right? It's not the kid that's shouting that he's gonna kill everybody. It's the quiet kid in the back that's not saying a word. Oh, yeah. Like, that's the ones you got to worry about.
And it's just like all these school shootings and stuff that happen. You know what I mean? Nobody thought that. 9 times out of 10, there are signs, right? But nobody can, like, predict the future and know, hey, Jimmy's going to bring a gun to school tomorrow. Well, you know, and then no matter how hard they try to predict these things, and, like, you know, there's going to be the cases. I mean, it's just like Columbine. If you look at it with hindsight, and we have hindsight, there's signs all the live long damn day that these kids are disturbed and they're going to show up and hurt some people.
100%.
But, you know, if you put yourself in the perspective of the day before, you know, you can't make that call. Yeah. You don't know. Not 100%.
So I think one of my biggest things is a lot of the things that have happened when it comes to school shootings or shootings in general.
Yes.
Right?
Violent acts.
Violent acts in general, right? I think that the one thing you will see in common with all those things is a lack of a true whole family dynamic.
Yeah. A community,
right? It's always somebody who is, like, pushed away off to the side that feels like they've been judged or harmed.
The trash of society, quote.
Yeah. Like, it's, and that's why I feel like in general, right? So, like, like I've already said a couple times, like, I'm a religious person, right? But I'm the last person that will tell you, hey, because I'm religious, you need to live X, Y, and Z, right?
That's exactly how I am.
Like, a lot of people will. Like, I know tons of people right now, they'll be like, hey, you have to live this way because I'm this way.
Yeah.
And I hate that mentality.
I do too. I think it pushes people away.
It does.
And, like, I've been doing a lot of reading devotionals and really exploring, like, Christianity for myself lately.
Yeah.
You know, you grow up with it being, like, and you know this firsthand, but you grow up with it being, like, this presence in your life pretty much from the day you're born. And, like, it's not that I didn't have faith in it, but I just wasn't as interested in it, in exploring it as I am now.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, and I don't know if it's, you want to secure your place on the other side or whatever, you know what I mean? Or, I've never felt like I wasn't right with the Lord, but I've always felt like I could do more to understand it. And there's a lot more lately that I've been doing just from the environment I've been in that I work at, and from the the better work-life balance I was talking about. Yeah. I've had more time to do inward looking, and that's one of the things I really wanted to grow with. So, I understand completely what you're talking about. A lot of that is tied into having, a family dynamic and having a support system into showing people, not just your love and faith in Christ, but your love and faith
for that person,
for the for the person, for the people around you, and how it all ties together and makes your household whole.
There's a very solid line, right? Mm-hmm. Most people will say that it's a thin line, but I would disagree. There's a solid line and difference between enabling and accepting what someone does versus caring for that person.
Exactly.
And that's the issue that I feel like we see most every day.
Well, and part of what the Bible talks about too, and I mean, but the Lord gave us free will. Yeah. And I think if you force people, people use weaponized religion too much on all sides, but I mean, especially
they're extremists everywhere.
Yeah, especially in our southern, Southern Bible Belt community. Bible Belt. There's so many people that are just, well, what would Jesus do? Or Jesus wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And it's well,
Yeah, but she also wouldn't talk about
exactly.
Sister Betty, Cheryl.
Whatever. Exactly. Right? When there's a story that popped up on our devotionals not too long ago that was talking about Jesus forgiving the whore or whatever it was. It was a prostitute. Not
Which
the whore.
time?
I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but she comes into the church or comes before him and asks for forgiveness. Okay. Or I think she was going to be executed or something like that.
Okay, yeah,
and Jesus steps in.
Where they brought the woman to Jesus. The Pharisees brought the woman to Jesus, and they asked him. They were like, "What would you have us do?" According to the law of Moses, she should be stoned. Right. And he looks at her. He looks at him and says, "Well, you without sin
should cast the first stone." Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yes, right? Yes. And I think about that story a lot.
Well, so that's the thing. They're like, well, what would Jesus do, right?
Yeah.
And in that circumstance, very specifically, we see Christ himself. He's the only one without sin, and he didn't cast the stone.
No,
right?
He forgave.
Period.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't say.
So why would we, in general, ever cast that stone?
Yeah.
When he technically by the law, right? If you believe that Christ is part of the Trinity, right? Mm-hmm. Which means he is God, which means the law is his law.
Yeah.
Right? Which is the words that he said. By his own logic, he said, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's the thing. I'm not saying, we should go out and just be bump religion, bump God. Yeah. But I don't think we should also be it's either you need to do this or you go to hell.
Yeah.
I think and this is just my interpretation of it, but I think what Jesus was trying to say, at least in that specific Bible story, is we need to leave people the grace and opportunity to come to the Lord without trying to be you need to do this or you're going to hell.
We see so many times in Scripture already, right, where it says, "Come as you are."
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You don't have to change what you look like, how you talk, how you dress, who your friends are, who your family is. You don't have to change any of that.
No.
Right? It's and one of the biggest things that I feel is in general, should you want to go to church and so on and so forth? Yes, you should want to, right? Because if you truly believe, then you should want to be around people that are like-minded and that agree, right?
Yeah.
But is it required?
No.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with having a relationship with non-believers.
Yes. In general, though, in general, though, I'm a very strong believer that your relationship with God is between you and God.
Exactly.
Nothing I can do can change it.
It's a private, intimate setting. You know,
it is.
That it's up to you whether or not you want to publicly proclaim and all this other stuff.
And so another thing that I find interesting, right, is you were saying that it wasn't until recently till you were more close and you wanted to, look into, with devotion, so on and so forth, right? But if you remember, there's scripture, right? And it says, if you draw close to me, I will draw close to you.
Yes.
Right? Which, to me, that in itself is evidence of, okay, this isn't one-sided.
Yeah.
This is both ways.
Absolutely.
So if I'm working on it, he's working on it.
Oh, yeah.
Vice versa, right? Like, it's very important that, when someone comes, whether they know Christ or not, right, and they approach you, no matter how they act, no matter what they say, our entire life should be a message of love.
Oh, yeah.
Of, hey, man, I care for you as a person. I might not agree with what you do, so on and so forth, but I care for this.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that would fix a whole lot of problems that we have in the world and in society, right? With people not feeling accepted the way they are. I care for them people as a person, right?
And we aren't perfect enough to even make that call.
Yeah, and I can't make a call. I can't tell you who you are, what anything. I can't tell you anything about you, right? But I care for you as a person. You have, like, in my mindset, every person has innate value because they are human, right? Because they are creation, right? And that's one of the biggest points in my thought process, like with religion in general.
Well, yeah. One of mine is like whenever you have people that come to you, because we have friends, we have a lot of friends because we're nerds. Yeah. We have a lot of nerd friends that don't believe in any of that. Yeah. We have a lot of friends that don't believe in any of that stuff. Yeah. They're either agnostic or atheist, or they believe in something else altogether.
Or some of them, like, honestly, they're like, do I believe in it? Yeah, but I don't claim it. Because of X, Y, and Z that's happened in the past.
Yeah, or I don't fuck with it because of what other people are doing.
Yeah, and that's like very common around here.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't, and you can't blame them. I mean, you have these people that are, I don't want to use the word heretic because I feel like that's very strong, but you have people that are, like I said, weaponizing religion. Yeah. And one of the things that I hear all the time, and especially from like people that are like hardcore, like atheists, is like, well, if God exists, then why do such terrible things happen? And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I don't understand it. But, there's things that, like, especially in the Bible, like, that say, we may not understand his plan, but it's not up to us to understand. Yeah. You just have to have faith. Yeah. That's part of the walk of faith. It's like, you might see some crazy shit happening off to the side, but if the path in front of you is clear, even if it's not clear, you just got to go each step of the way.
So, prime example. Right, I told y'all that we used to be down at a little church. Down in Pampa, right? Yeah. So we were there for 5 years, and honestly, I can genuinely tell you, when we came back, I had a love-hate relationship with church in general. Right? Because I love to go, I love to be part of something, but I hated I hate the fact of what happened, and I hate the politics that are within it. Yeah, right.
That's one of the things that drove me away from my church. Sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So, when we were being a pastor's son, or somebody who is like being part of a family that is within ministry in general, opened your eyes to a lot of things, right? Like, for instance, I've seen a whole lot more people die than most people have, because the very first person they call when somebody's on their deathbed is the preacher. And if I'm with my dad, it's like, hey, you're coming with me. Okay. Yeah. Like, I can't tell you how many people like that I've seen just pass away, like take their last breath, right? Which messes, like, honestly, it messes with you mentally. But as far as the church specifically, I've had crazy things happen with us and our family, right? Like, we've had people threaten to poison my mom. We've had people threaten to kidnap me and my brother, burn our house down, right? All because my dad is a pastor of the church, and they're like, that's my church. I don't like him. He can't be here anymore. Like, so on and so forth. Like, we've genuinely had crazy things happen.
Right.
And, because of that, it's all because my dad's like, hey, we need to do it this way. This is the way that God would want this done, right? And he's genuinely trying to be
he's
a
leading
spiritual
by,
guide, like guide, right?
Yeah.
Because like the very first thing that he always did was, this is not my church, this is not your church, this is God's church, right? Like that's like his mentality.
Yeah.
And so like coming from that to coming back here where we go from, a church that had a congregation of like at 300 at one point on Sunday morning to coming back here, and he was actually supposed to be temporarily preaching at a church that was, had maybe 5 or 6 people on Sunday morning, right? So like we like double their attendance when we show up. But going from that to that, it's crazy. Uprooting our entire life to try to get away from this situation. Like, it really was hectic in general. But looking back, I see everything that happened.
Got you to where you are.
And it got me to where I am now. It's actually changed my thought process of why things are the way they are, why people act a certain way, right? And it's kind of like evolved my thinking as a person, not just how I view religion, right? It's kind of like to some people that's confusing. You know what I mean? Like when you're talking about it and you're like, hey, all these terrible things have happened, but I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
They're like, why would you not change that? It's like, because I wouldn't be who I am.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I'd be completely different.
That's why, like, whenever people are like, what do you regret? It's, like, hard for me to say because, if you take... Oh, yeah. But if you take one thing away, it's like the butterfly effect. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would be the same person. You know what I mean? Maybe, like, similar, but not,
Like, for instance, like, whatever your worst experience is, right? Like, it's ever happened. If you take that one experience away, right, what's to say that the next 7 good things that happened because of, and you didn't realize that it was because of that one bad experience, right? All those things just never happened.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, well, you'd still be stuck in this place at this job doing this thing, for hours on end, just listening to the white noise, no progress is ever being made.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for us, as people in general, right, as a singular person, to separate ourselves from the monotony of every day and enjoy the life that we do have.
Absolutely.
And I feel like there's a lot of people that they take too much time out of their day to wish and dream about the life that they don't have.
Absolutely. And, the thing is, you would be surprised about, I'm speaking to, the people listening, but, you'd be surprised, the things that can be done to put you into a better position. And you never know, how long you're going to have to go through hell to get to that. But, that's part of the journey, I feel like. Anyways. We can rap on that if you want to. That's very good. With me, I know you got to work in the morning, so
no, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, they canceled work for the 2nd day in a row.
Oh, because of the ice and stuff?
Yeah, because of the blizzard. No.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap there because that's about 1:45 in, and that was good. I feel like that's a good spot to wrap on. Unless you had some shit to add to that, I don't know how you can top that. You really like put the cherry on top. No, you don't think so? I had a good time.
I know. Like honestly, as far as like wrapping things up in general, within time, if anybody ever feels like it. Come see everybody at Halcyon.
Yeah, there you go. Shout out to Halcyon.
It's the biggest thing. Come see everybody at Halcyon.
Dude, home of the Shirts Off podcast.
That's right.
Halcyon,
that's right.
Of Lancaster. At, what was the address? 226 North Park.
I don't know. Look it up on Facebook.
Yeah. Do you have Facebook?
Yeah.
Do you want to plug anything real quick?
Oh, man. There ain't no point.
All right. Well, there you go.
I like to stay a mystery.
Yeah. Nice. Well... There you have it. This has been Shirts Off, Season 3, Episode 45. Yeah, that's right. And, we're going to call this one... I don't know what we're going to call this one. Talking with Thomas.
Yeah, talking with Thomas.
Charlie is going to be out for a little bit, dealing with stuff with Halcyon, so Thomas is probably going to be joining me along with our other interviewees. We got some good stuff coming up for you guys, hopefully, here in the next couple weeks. We're going to do some interviews with some interesting people, and hopefully, we're going to get sorted out on, maybe having some Patreon stuff and, figuring out some rewards for you guys, for the long-time listeners and the followers and all that. Anyways, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell not to miss an episode, and we'll see you next time.